There's another issue that the president is still working on. Of course, that's immigration. And there is new pressure on Congress to finish a deal on comprehensive immigration reform. And it's coming, maybe surprisingly to some people, from evangelical Christian groups. Local pastors expanding a radio ad campaign in Texas, Florida, Colorado, North Carolina to offer a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. I want to bring in Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, a Florida Republican. Good to see you, Congressman. Good morning.
Great pleasure. How are you?
I'm well, and we've been hearing that the Senate is very close to a deal on this. You're part of the House bipartisan group. How close are you?
We're very close.
Timeline?
I think. Well, excuse me?
Do you have a timeline? Do you think you'll be done in a week, weeks?
You know, we don't have a timeline, and I'll tell you why. I think more importantly than when we file a bill is to make sure that it's a good bill, that it's a reasonable bill, and that hopefully it can get and keep bipartisan support. The only way we're going to get this done is if it has some very strong bipartisan support. So we're more concerned in the House to get it right than to do it quickly. I, by the way, am encouraged by the very hard work that the Senate, members of the Senate are putting into this. As you know, in the House, we've been doing this for quite a bit longer, so we're probably farther ahead than they are. But our goal is to get it right, to finalize something that is real, that is permanent, and that, frankly, fixes what's broken, which is, in essence, the entire immigration system.
So farther ahead, that's interesting. And also we hear from folks on the Senate side that they've been in touch with you guys over on the House side. Are there areas that it's clear to you that are going to take some tough negotiation to reconcile the Senate and the House versions?
You know, I don't think that we're on, we're at least on the same planet when you look at the major issues. We're going to have differences. It's very likely that the House bill will be a lot more conservative in some ways than the Senate bill. But I don't think that there are issues there that we shouldn't be able to agree on ultimately. It's important that we go through the regular process, that, it goes through the process, that people have the ability to comment, to change, to amend. But eventually, we hopefully will have a conference committee where we can then work out the differences between a House bill and a Senate bill. And I'm optimistic that we are as close as we have ever been to actually finally getting an immigration bill that fixes what is broken, which is the entire immigration system. It's still a very heavy lift. If it was simple, we would have done this a long time ago. I
was talking on this program to DCC Chair Steve Israel, who basically said he thinks that the only way that immigration reform could fail now is because of House Republicans. Let me play that for you.
Only House Republicans could stop it now. Only House Republicans could decide
What's your
that
gut?
They don't. So far they have not shown an ability to compromise. They are inflexible. They are chaotic. They put politics ahead of solutions.
Can you get your colleagues to support this on the Republican side, Congressman?
I like Steve, but he's continually, he tries to continue. Here's a process where we've had members of both parties working legitimately to try to solve it. It's a shame that some people, and you've just heard it from his lips, are still trying to politicize this. This is an issue that has been used by, frankly, both parties for election reasons. It's worked very well for Democrats. It's been political suicide for Republicans. But both parties have used it as a political issue. That has ceased to happen, and we're now working together. And it's a shame that Steve then is trying to politicize something that has not been politicized until now. And so he's trying to derail it, trying to point fingers. The important thing is this, is that members of both parties, despite what he says, and those that are trying to politicize it like he is, we're working in a bipartisan way, in a realistic way, lowering the passions, not what he's trying to do. He's trying to inflame passions. We're trying to lower passions to try to come up with a solution. And despite people like Steve trying to politicize this, I think we're going to get it done.
Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, it is good to have you on the program. Thank you.
Good to see you.